Today I am in Barcelona to see that car way over there, the all-new Kia Ceed GT. This is the all-new Kia Ceed GT, Kia's second generation performance Ceed. Now the first generation, that came along in 2013, and it wasn't really a full hot hatchback, it was more of a warm hatchback. It had a 1.6 litre turbocharged engine with 201 brake horsepower, so slightly less than the other hot hatches on the market. They had 270, 250, 300 brake horsepower. With this new car, we knew it was coming, but the level of performance was a bit of an unknown really. Over the last few years we've had hot hatchbacks from the usual suspects, from Ford, from Honda, from Renault, but we've also had one from Hyundai in the form of the i30N. Because of that, because a company like Hyundai came along and made a full-on hot hatchback with 270 brake horsepower, and you wouldn't normally thought that Hyundai would do a car like that, I kind of wondered, would Kia do something similar with the new Ceed GT? Unfortunately, they haven't, but that doesn't mean it won't be any good to drive. The last Ceed GT, apart from slightly unreadable steering, was actually quite good fun. It has a 1.6 litre turbocharged four-cylinder engine with 201 brake horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 196 pounds-feet of torque between 1,500 RPM and 4,500 RPM. Those figures are identical to the previous Ceed GT. Unfortunately, there aren't any performance stats yet because Kia hasn't really finished the car. It goes into production in November and then it will go on sale in the first few months of 2019. For reference though, the old Ceed GT, that would do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 7.3 seconds. For reference, the old Kia Ceed GT would do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 7.3 seconds and go on to a top speed of 143 miles an hour. There's a new exhaust system as well to go with all of that power, and there's an electronic sound generator which will pump engine noise into the cabin. Sometimes those systems can be good, other times they can be terrible. You get a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard, as you did in the old Ceed GT, but you can now also get an optional 7-speed double clutch gearbox. That'll be interesting to try because I wonder whether that will change the character of the car. The Ceed GT will only be sold in Europe, and because of that, all of the development and testing work has been done on European roads. The GT has the same independent suspension, front and back, but the geometry is different. The springs are firmer, the rear anti-roll bar is softer, and the car sits 5mm lower. The stability control has been tweaked as well. As for the brakes, the front discs have grown. The standard Ceed gets 288mm front discs. On the Ceed GT, you get 320mm front discs. They're also 3mm thicker as well. You get Michelin Pilot Sport 4s as standard, and the steering is apparently 17% faster compared to the old Ceed GT. There's also a drive mode system that changes how the steering behaves and also the engine responds. But if you opt for the 7-speed double clutch gearbox, the sport and normal mode, it changes how the gearbox operates as well. And to look at, inside and out, there have been some updates. You've got different bumpers at the front and the back, a larger air intake, different wheels, and inside you'll find sport seats, a black headliner, and a not quite round steering wheel. Interesting. Sporty steering wheels now, they must never be round. I know it doesn't have any more power, and in a way I wish that Kia had done something a bit bolder. Maybe they'd try to push for 250, 270 brake horsepower to rival the other serious hot hatchbacks that are on sale at the moment. But just because they haven't doesn't mean that I'm not excited to drive it. The old Ceed GT was a cracking first effort, and the new current Ceed is actually quite good to drive, so I am excited to get behind the wheel. Now make sure you subscribe, make sure you click for notifications, make sure you comment, like, share, and visit newmotoring.com. And I will see you again soon, hopefully in one of those. Have they moved the car? They've moved the car while I've been filming. There's a continuity error.